All right, we're back on the Lockdown Show, everybody, and none other than Mr. Bill Paley. Bill, oh, there he is. Look at him.
Hey there, you two.
What's going on,
You're
Bill?
looking good.
Trying to keep up.
Trying to keep up with you.
You're good. Keep it up.
I know. What's going on up there in D.C.?
D.C., we had a big snow the other night. It was almost an inch.
I'm not touching that.
So that's about as exciting as it gets here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Bill, it's very interesting, right? We've all been locked down forever. We miss you. We wish that we could get together and share a cigar in person. Been a long year, hasn't it?
It has been, but it seems to have flown by in a funny way too.
Sure.
I can't believe it's been 10 months or whatever since I grounded myself. And so who knows? And then, we've got this yawning uncertainty in front of us.
Sure.
But you know
Indeed.
what? We'll be okay.
Because
as long as you keep smoking cigars, you'll be okay.
Absolutely. Clay had said earlier, we were talking to somebody, I don't remember who, but Clay had said he had flown more when he was in his mother's womb than he did in 2020.
I believe it. I can believe that, yes.
Well, Bill,
this is such an extraordinary event for Clay. And I know I can see that it's changed him significantly.
Yeah. Wait till I come see you.
So,
well, I can tell you that.
Anyway,
I can tell you that right now, Clay and I are smoking the La Palina Connecticut, which is an absolutely delicious cigar. It's creamy, it's buttery, rich, well balanced, and this is the cigar that you have provided for the La Palina, or pardon me, the Cigar Lockdown Pack. This is La Palina's cigar in the Cigar Lockdown Pack,
right,
for the Friends and Family Edition. I think that everybody's going to enjoy it. And Clay and I wanted to talk a little bit about, the history, the company history, and, the rebirth of La Palina Cigars.
Yeah, well, it's a significant time right now because it was just about 125 years ago that my grandfather, Sam, opened up the doors to the Congress Cigar Company, which was two guys rolling cigars. It was a huge factory. And from there to here, 125 years, I feel so blessed to be in that history, to be in that timeline. And, brings me a lot of joy and pride to be part of that. Notwithstanding the fact that I might have been doing this anyway, because I do love cigars, and I believe that they provide an integral part of a well-rounded life.
Absolutely. What do you want to ask Mr. Paley there, Mr. Roberts?
No, I think this is an interesting time. I think, again, we've all been basically locked down for the better part of a year, and I think that the cigar smokers out there have really enjoyed some amazing products that maybe they wouldn't have tried because people are at home, right? And this lockdown pack is part of that kind of joy to try new products. We're in the pack with some amazing companies, and everyone who's on the lockdown show for the Friends and Family Edition. And it's really fun. It's an amazing group of people that we brought together. And, how do you feel about that?
Well, it's great because, things have really shifted. A year ago, we were going out and joining our friends at a cigar lounge or an outdoor patio or something and smoking cigars and quaffing our favorite beverage. And that was a wonderful way to experience cigars. It was, the camaraderie and the friendship and the openness that happens in a cigar situation is unmatched. But now we are in a place when we're smoking our cigars in a solitary way.
Yeah.
And it brings out a different aspect of the cigar experience. There's time to focus on the cigar and taste it, think about your surroundings, uninterrupted and undistracted. I think there's an opportunity for introspection here and an opportunity for uh, discovering a certain amount of peace, which I think is essential at this time when uh, things are so harried and stress and tension are part of the atmosphere. So to go off by yourself and go into the garage or go out in your back porch, or if you have a smoking room, do that. Or if you're in a temperate climate like you guys are, walk outdoors. But it's a different experience than the communal experience of smoking. And it's made me realize how much this cigar extends my internal life. And, I'm happy for that. And I've been exposed to a whole different experience.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm certainly.
I love that. That was awesome.
That's fantastic. And what we've been talking about throughout the different interviews is that, the passion for cigars, whether you're a manufacturer or you're a consumer and a retailer, is really something that's personal to each of us. And we share it as a collective. And I know you love cigars and you love the culture and the history, not just because your grandfather started the company. It's just in your personal life. It's really part of your life.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in the other room, I've got a cigar store Indian. I've got little tchotchkes all over the place because it's it's part of my personality. And I remember my first cigars were in Vietnam when I was serving over there, and they allowed me again to calm my nerves and focus at a time when focus was a real important thing.
So cigars have always been part of your life.
So it's carried on in my life, and I just am really happy for it. And, I think that cigars will never go away because no matter what kinds of negative connotations people put on tobacco and tobacco products,
right?
And a lot of tobacco products deserve them, but cigars are not. Cigars are a fine object, handmade, unadulterated, and just pure pleasure.
It's very interesting to me. I mean, this is way deeper than I thought we were going to go. Bill went really deep.
I'm going to get deep into you later.
Listen, I think that he brings up a really great point. I mean, and I think that, Bill, a lot of the guys that we talked to when we interviewed Pete Johnson, John Huber, Eric Espinoza, they all talked about music and the correlation between music and branding and blending. I know you're a big music guy, and I found it very interesting, but I thought your perspective was different than anybody's perspective that we had talked to, and very deep. I'm serious. I thought it was super cool. Definitely touched a nerve with me. I'm tearing up a little bit over here, but when you
hang in there,
I'll be all right. When you rebirthed La Palina, you talk about 125 years and your own vision for the company. And you've got obviously some tremendous cigars that we've worked on. And did you think that you would be so emotionally affected by your own cigars, the cigars that you're blending and tasting and smoking and living every day with this company, La Palina?
Well, when I started La Palina, my goal was to make the best cigar that could possibly be made, period. And I think I did. However, that cigar cost $20. And the ratio between affordability and enjoyment and quality was way over whack on the side of quality. And it was a cigar that you couldn't afford to smoke on a regular daily basis or even, on a weekly basis for some people. And I soon discovered that I was leaving out a lot of people, that it was possible to make a high quality, affordable cigar with the most important thing is consistency. That when you went back and 6 months later and you picked up that cigar, you were getting the same cigar.
Right.
And we broadened out our range of cigars, so we have pretty much something for every taste. We got big ones, fat ones, little ones, short ones, strong ones, mild ones, and green ones.
I think he just
So,
described you, he, and I, and our personality types.
I think you just described your dating history.
That's possible. Hi, Virginia.
so as now I just like seeing the people enjoy them, and the I've gotten past the point where it's an ego rush for me to have the cigar smoked or recognized. And now it's just, I just get the pleasure from knowing that people are enjoying the cigars and they keep coming back, because the marketplace is certainly the final critic. And we've been doing pretty well.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, we just I did the annual Christmas party that we do for Michael Joseph's at Joseph's Coffee and Cigar in Richmond, Texas, and you were very much missed. He was very sad that you weren't there, but understood. And what you realize is that he's developed this La Palina fan base in that shop, and we had 80, 90 people, all socially distanced throughout the evening. And it's really something to behold, to watch that a company that's been around this long. It has a fan base that's new. It's a whole new group of people. And it's fun. It's fun for us.
Yeah.
The company's grown. The company continues to grow. I think that the cigars that are being made today are great. Bill, when you created Goldie, obviously created something very, very special. It's still a cigar that is released, and then hours after it's released, it sells out. Then it sells out in the stores. The fun fact of God rest Maria Sierra's soul, but what you guys had accomplished out of El Titan de Bronze is, it's really very, very special. And even though it's 125 years in a relatively short period of time, and I just think it's great, man. I mean, like you and Patrick Vivolo wake up first thing in the morning, you get your coffee, you're ready to rock, and you have your morning cigar, you start your day. Would you say that that's your favorite cigar of the day, or is it in the evening time or for lunch?
It's hard to say, because it depends on how the day goes. And I think, the morning cigar, it's with my coffee, and cigars and coffee are such a wonderful blend that it's part of, starting the engine. Because I promise you, before I get that coffee down, the engine is not started. It's it's running on batteries, and so a morning, and I don't always have a cigar in the morning. I might not have one till the afternoon or whatever, but the cigar is not the most important thing in my life. So if I don't have a cigar in the morning or in the afternoon, I can go on. But I do want to enjoy one every day, and I look forward to it, and I make the time and space for it. But I'll sit down in a good place, with a nice empty ashtray and something to distract me, as well as, I've got some nice art in my smoking room, and I can look at that or play on my iPad, or jump into Netflix, or just sit and listen to music. And music is, the background of my life. And as you know, I'm a big lover of jazz and, classic style rock and roll. And I've moved now into some minimalistic classical, which I find really nice at this time of in the COVID crisis, because it's very good background music and very calming, and allows me to focus. So music is always on.
Love
and it's we're the music generation. I mean, people didn't used to be able to carry their music around with them, and now we think nothing of it. And, I got this little white thing in my ear, and I can, anytime I can tune in.
Right.
So it's always available, but it doesn't it doesn't get cheapened by the fact that there's so much of it, because there's so much good music out there. And there's also so much crap out there.
That's for sure.
I'm sorry. There are genres of music that I just cannot get into. But there are types of music I can. Every once in a while, I mean, I'm not a big fan of pop music, but then again, some of the greatest songs that are being written today are in the pop genre. And certainly hip hop is, an enormous message. And, there's so many new things coming about. And it's a great place for discovery and the creation of art. And in this time when we can't go out and see movies and, go to art galleries or, go dance someplace or whatever, we have to bring the art into our home, and certainly music.
I mean,
it's one of the ways of doing that.
If you could smoke a cigar with any musician, living or past, who would that be?
Any what?
Any musician. Like, is there a musician?
Musician.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Well, I think right off the top of the bat, I would say Frank Zappa.
Oh, that's a great answer.
One of my, because nice. I think he was the most talented composer in the rock genre. And I would certainly, love to sit down with, John Lennon or George Harrison, who are two of my huge heroes.
That's great.
Then, more on the, I would just like to spend time in a room with Stevie Ray Vaughan and listen to him.
He was He was awesome
on the guitar. And I think, and then I don't know how I got along with classical musicians, because it's really sort of a cultural difference there. But the music does something. It's something special.
Yeah.
And it definitely reaches into me. And I set a little timer on my bedside speaker every night, 25 minutes. I put my head down on the pillow and I set it for 25 minutes, and I put on some music that's going to put me to sleep. Lately, that's Stephen Reich. So look up Stephen Reich.
Check it out.
Had a wonderful album called Sleep, and it'll put you right to sleep. It is just glorious.
Well, I'm definitely going to check that out. Bill, I've got a question for you. If somebody had smoked La Palina years ago, or their grandfather had smoked La Palina years ago, what's the message that you want to send out to, there'll be thousands of people watching the Cigar Lockdown on December 30th. What do you want to tell these people about La Palina?
Well, I don't think you're going to find anybody who smoked the original La Palina. Or at least they noticed they were, because that's a long time ago. I think it was largely folded down in the 30s sometime. So that's that's 90 years ago. But La Palina for me is a labor of, it's a lot of things. It's a labor for love. It's a puzzle, because making a cigar, there's so many elements in it, and finding the elements and putting them together in the proper way to create the proper perspective, and then waiting 90 days to see whether that blend of tobaccos is, turned out to be what you wanted it to be, and then going back and tweaking and making it right. It's an ongoing, process of developing something. I was watching this film, Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes, I watched that. Yeah,
and then there's the development of the HT Cobra and the Ford supercar. I mean, these guys were trying this and trying that, trying to create the right blend to go out there and stick a foot on the neck of Enzo Ferrari. And it's, it's like that.
It's like
It's like
absolutely.
anything which is, a mixture of different elements that you put together. And, it's different than making wine, because wine, you're working with a large volume, and you can blend that a little bit here or there, and it affects the whole vat. Same with whiskey.
Sure.
But when you're making a cigar, the blending is down to each individual roller every single time, and he's got to reproduce that formula again and again and again, and that's extraordinary.
It's very cool.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Oh, I got to tell you, yes, I am. Thank you.
Well, listen, Bill, it was a pleasure to speak to you today, and we will see you back on the show on the 30th.
You're damn right.
At 7 p.m. Eastern on cigarlockdown.com. That's going to be a fun show. We'll have everybody on throughout the show. And
terrific.
So it's going to be, I think most people will be home, so we should have a very good audience that night. And giving away over $10,000 in fine prizes.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Prizes.
Oh, prizes and accoutrement. And you'll be there with us. And we can only wish you a happy Thanksgiving, a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and everything fantastic to you, Bill.
I don't think you missed a holiday.
Well, I missed 2, but I'll leave them out.
Bill, it's really
Hey,
great.
Mr. Well, Festivus.
Festivus, Kwanzaa, and there's probably another one in there.
It's really great to see you, man. Please give our best to Allison, whatever you're doing
Absolutely.
tonight.
Best to Virginia and your lovely daughter and Clay. Take care.
Thank you,
Look
Bubba.
after yourself, guys, and
All right, brother.
Keep on trucking.
You got it, Bubba.
All right, Bill.
We'll
Good
talk
night.
to you soon. Thank you, Bill. Be well.